Hello everyone and welcome back to another reaction of Dungeon Meshi episode 8. Well, in the last episode we got to the fourth floor of the dungeon and it was an underground lake environment that was all glowy and really cool looking. We learned how to we used magic to walk on water, which was not very not Senshi's favorite thing because he had like a pet kelpie over there, but it turns out the pet kelpie was his enemy and he was just giving him a false sense of security for several years. And so we had to unfortunately kill his friend, and we made some soap with his friend to finally clean his very dirty beard, which has been getting dirty for years and years because he doesn't know how to wash himself. I do not want to know how he smelled for the whole time, but apparently our squad of adventurers weren't complaining about it, so I guess he smells good enough, at least compared to the rest of the dungeon. But then we fought a giant kraken and we ate a parasitic worm in its body, and that parasitic worm had a parasite in its body, which we ate because we tried to eat the worm raw before it was cooked, and that gave us a nasty stomach parasite that was eating away at our stomach and giving us horrible, fiery pain for the entire night. So, Laos is still a bit stupid when it comes to wanting to eat everything, and he finally got some due punishment for doing that. But that's all I got to you, so let's get into this next episode. There'll be two versions of this reaction. There'll be the timer version if you want to use your own video to sync up with me, or if you want to just watch this video itself, then there'll be a smaller player of my own video player that you can watch on the other side of the screen. So take your pick on that, and let's get into Dungeon Meshi Episode 8. And right into the intro again. That was one thing too I noticed. Now that I get a good look at Marcel again, I was wondering because she kind of had like her she was wearing almost like those pirate like not jeans but like pants. And I was wondering like that seemed different to me, and now I see why, because she was normally wearing like a full robe that like went down to her ankles. I thought there was something off with her that whole time and I just couldn't think of why, but yeah, that must have been it, because now that I got a good look at her in the intro here again, that's what was how she was like looking for the past like few episodes before that one. I guess she did that because they were going to the underground lake. So since they're gonna be around water, she put her like robe up or something like that, or maybe like tucked it in. Yeah, Laos is pretty strong though, because when he had to dive underwater to save Senshi from the kelpie, I mean he has like full like I don't know if it's steel or iron armor, but it's like proper armor, and he was able to swim with that on. So that takes some talents because that's swimming with any sort of like hindrance, especially like even just shoes or boots, that'd be hard in itself. But wearing full like plate armor like that, he's a tough guy. There's a reason why they really get all the way to that red dragon before. Let's see what we got this episode. A candle. Nope. Are we having a nightmare? Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm like, isn't he wearing armor? So we're picking up right where we left off.
なんだ、人騒がせな。もう少し寝かせてやれ。一晩中うなされていたようだし。にしてもこの迷宮、侵入者が倒す魔物の数も計算済みか。魔物を倒しても生態系を正常に保つだけ。と言って放っておけば、町に魔物が溢れ出す。
That's true.
困った町は魔物討伐の依頼を冒険者に。よくできてる。
It's a vicious cycle.
もちろん迷宮作りの話だよ。私も昔学校で勉強したことがあってさ、これが難しいんだ。
So this is Marcellin Mage School?
研究家のマルシルさんだよね。
Oh god, was she a weirdo? No, she was very talented apparently.
先生の助手を務めたとか。すでに宮廷魔術師になることが決まってるとか。すごい。助手を任せてもらったのは入学5日目からだし、 宮廷魔術師は親がそうだったってだけ。今日は
So what happened to this normal overachiever in school? How did you become what you are now? Everyone loved you and you were smart and everything. What happened? Because this is not the Marcel I know.
穴を開けた木の板に土を挟みながら瓶の中に重ねる。
Are we getting some, like, big Marcel backstory here? Or is this a small thing? It looks like it might be a big thing.
中を魔力で満たし精霊を放流する。微小な精霊は瓶の中の魔力だけで生きる。魔力が濃すぎても薄すぎても死んでしまう。召喚術の基本ともいえる精霊の飼育は、そ
Interesting.
の構造が魔物の救う迷宮に似ることからダンジョニウムとも呼ばれる。
A dungeon nim... I didn't see the word.
1週間後お楽しみに。うわー、マルシルさんの結界綺麗。
Everyone loves her. What happened, Marcel? What'd you do?
どうして召喚術なんですか？専門外ですよね。安全なダンジョンの作り方を研究してるの。今は魔術の材料。
That's a lofty goal.
例えばマンドレークなんかは危険を冒して取りに行ってる。
The poor doggies, you jerks. I don't like you
無
elves.
害な迷宮を作って役に立つ魔物だけ育てることができれば、人々のために貢献できると思うの。へえ、なんかすごい。
That is pretty cool. Hey, is that Sis? That must be Sis. I've only ever seen Sis with her eyes closed. That's gotta be her. Maybe that's how they originally met and became adventurers.
土に不純物が混ざってるし、結界も隙間だらけで魔力が薄くなってる。あれでは中の精霊は長く生きられない。お洋服汚れませんでした？あの子いつも泥だらけだし、授業もよくサボるから落ちこぼれで。
Hey, don't be mean. She has her reasons. I don't know what they are, but she has them. A week is already passed then.
なんとか生き残ってる。新種の精霊が、それカビ。
Mold.
精霊がたくさん残っていれば火は大きく燃える。ほぼ状態を維持してるね。上出来上出来。
What the heck?
私のピンが
What did you do?
増えたわね。どうしたら。私が処理します。あなた、あの状態は一体どうやって。ごめんなさい。いつも精霊がたくさんいる場所があって、そこを参考にしたらうまくいくんじゃないかって。精霊がたくさん。そこはどこ？ダンジョンと同じくらいいるんじゃないかしら。
Dang.
サンプルになるわ。本物のダンジョンなの。ここから外に出るの。
So she was already going dungeon diving? That's why she's always covered in mud, and maybe this is what happened to Marcel. I did not expect fan service in this show, I'll be honest, but we got some there. This is a dungeon? This looks very nice. And peaceful. So Laos' sister corrupted Marcel? Is that what happens? I didn't expect her to be the one corrupting of all people, but that's what it looks like so far. Now we got a cave?
本当にダンジョン。初めて見た。魔 力が停滞して空気がよどんでる。自然にできた洞窟ね。ちょっと危ない。
She's already been here plenty of times at this point, I'm imagining.
大丈夫。よく来てるから。
Yeah,
乾いた地面を歩けば安全。
she's a professional at dungeon diving already. Dang, that's pretty.
すごい。ダンジョンの中って精霊だらけだね。
So all those like glittering sparkles are like
ここの
spirits.
土や水を瓶に含ませたの。なるほど。いつもここまで来て何してるの？手紙書いたり本読んだり。
Interesting.
完全にサボりの産物か。とにかく危険はない場所みたい。
Yeah, but she said if you stay on dry ground and there's a lot of water, so I wonder what that's
これ
about.
を耕してマンドレークを植えれば安全にダンジョンの魔力を利用できる。いける。いい具合に水辺も近いし。
Uh-oh.
スライム。魔物なんか全部焼き払って。ダメ。何をするの。日の光が差してる場所までは来ないから。
So she knows how it works then.
スライムはコウモリの糞を分解して魔力にしてるの。あの子たちがいなくなればダンジョンが死んじゃう。
So the slime is what keeps this dungeon alive.
はい。
Aw.
美味しい。これだけ美味しいと他の動物の餌にもなるんだ。
Yeah, those raspberries. See, they're not poisonous, like she
こ
said.
のコウモリは何を食べてるのかな。この木イチゴがどんな時期に育つのか、どんな動物が食べるのか、そういうことを知らずにダンジョンは。
You have a lot more to do. That's probably why she wanted to dive into this dungeon with the party, because she wanted to learn how dungeons work. So she could create her own dungeon. I get it. That's pretty cool.
私、魔術のことだけ勉強すれば上達すると思ってたけど、それは違うみたい。
You can't create something that you don't understand.
私、ファリン。お姉さんは一体誰？
And this is how they became friends and why they made an adventure party together.
私はマルシル。ファリン、あなたと友達になりたいの。
Woohoo! Fantastic.
学校始まって以来の才女はさすがに嘘だ。
本当だから、学校じゃ優等生だったの、私は。
And then look what happens.
とにかく、この迷宮はとんでもない場所なの。何重にも計算を重ねて、膨大な魔力を循環させ続けてる。狂乱の魔術師がもし存在するならば、間違いなくまともな存在ではない。戦士もここで暮らすのはやめた方が身のためだよ。
余計な世話じゃ。
そもそも魔術嫌ってるけど、迷宮自体
But we already learned he's like an important part of why the dungeon's so well maintained.
ご縁な。
And he ain't having it.
あれは君のことだったのか。
Oh, you're awake.
入学したばかりの妹からの手紙はいつも不安ばかりが綴られていたが、ある時友達ができたと報告があってからは毎日が楽しそうだった。
Oh, way to go, Marcel. You helped Fallon out.
いい人なんだといつも褒めていたよ。
ライオスのことも褒めてたよ。尊敬してるって。
And at this point, I've lost all that respect.
何がすごいの？犬のモノマネがすごい。まあ、こんなところでうだうだ言ってる場合じゃないか。よし。早くファリンを助けに行かなきゃ。
Agreed. Let's kill this red dragon.
ほら、
He's still healing.
なら早く起きて起きて。
現在地がここ。多くから聞いたレッドドラゴンの出現場所がここだ。
Yeah, we gotta be getting close then. 2 days?
ずっとはしていないだろうが、そうあちこち動き回る魔物でもないはずだ。野営もあと2回に収めたい。中間地点で一度、レッドドラゴンの手前で一度。ろうそくが消えたらライオスを叩き起こす。用事は済ましとけ。次の休憩は少し遠いぞ。
体拭きたい。
どこで？
部屋の隅でやるから。
手短に。じゃあ外に出てるから。
いいよ、そこにいて。服着たままやれるから。
そう。
気を使わせるな。現実の魔法とか勉強しとくべきだったな。
That's an interesting look.
前は男女比半々で楽だったな。
That's true.
私らはここで抜ける。
そんな、どうしても今じゃなきゃダメ。
Oh, so we're finally learning about this.
行方だって分かってないのに。
悪いけど、こっちも生活がかかってるんでね。
思い出したらムカムカしてきた。仲間だと思ってたのに。
They were just co-workers.
起きろライオス。おい起きろ。そろそろ行くぞ。
よし。おっと、沸かしすぎた。
What's gonna happen by doing this? I'm waiting. What the heck? Those eyes. Undine?
何事？
Oh yeah, she doesn't have the water walk on.
水が動いとる。
武器はダメだ。火がないと。
Oh, our candle's
起
gone.
こすか？
マルシネ、一人でなんとかしろ。
そう言われても。
Well, she got the water walk off at least. Oh, that worked, I think. It worked. What's happening now? Oh boy.
マルシネ、何ぼーっとしてんだ。
水に近寄らないで。水上歩行が切れてるんだから。
Ow. We took a hit.
マルセル、待て、立ち止まるな。
Oh crap. What's happening?
逃げ切れない。 どこに潜んでる。
Don't just attack blind. You're gonna run out of magic. Ow.
ストロクて見てられない。
待て、今火を起こして。
Come on, Senshi.
もうあまり魔力がない。この一撃でなんとか
That's
しない
gonna...
と。どこ。
Come on, Laos, what are you gonna do? You gotta save her somehow.
何か変化。いた。血で色が。
Oh, the blood.
早い。
マルセル。
Oh crap. Alright, we got her. The freaking faces. Oh no. That's a big one.
ここはひとまず
Run for your life. Well, we're alive,
具合は
I think.
止血はしたけど血と魔力が足りない。完治は無理。ごめん。
謝
No.
るな少し横になってろもっと真面目にファリンから治療魔法を習っとけばよかった
な、ライオス。どうすんだこれから。この先魔力切れの魔術師を連れてはいけないぞ。水上歩行がない以上どこにも行けないが。
They're gonna have to set up shop here.
治療師か魔術師がいれば
Oh, is it gonna be those hustlers?
他人の面倒を見る冒険者が通るがや。取引できるようなもんねえんだぞ。
強いてケルピーの肉程度か
相手が餓死寸前だといいが。
迷宮でこの栄養素は希少だ。
栄養の話してねえんだ。
肉ひょっとしてその中にはレバーもあるのか
無論だ。レバーの鉄分は良質だからの。
Or are they gonna like
鉄分これは
I don't know. Iron's in blood, right?
たてがみ、ネック、レバー、バラ、テール、
This is quite the feast.
ロース、野菜。
Yeah, you could have cut those out. Kelpie grilled meats.
マルシルマルシル起き上がれるかいいものを用意したぞ
What do we got? Look at this great barbecue we got for you. Just don't tell her what it is.
レバーは
内臓はしっかり火を通さんといかん。
Say ah.
すまんマルシル先にいただくうん癖がないな
おお、ちょっと筋っぽいがうまい。
I don't like stringy meats.
近いのか怪獣に近いのかどちらも食べたことがないからわからないのは残念だ
バラ、
Rib.
油が甘い
マルシル、レバーが焼けたぞ。ヒレ、
口の中で溶けるみたいだ
Are we ever gonna let her eat? Oh, there she goes.
テール、
うまい
なんか不思議な味だな。
Tail wasn't the best, I guess. Just giving her all the liver.
マルシル。
うまいかマルシル
もっと食えマルシル。
どうだマルシル
I would like to eat something that isn't liver, please. Yep. I guess she's better. Well, maybe not.
少し元気が戻ったみたいだ
レバーすごい。さておき、魔力不足はどうする。
魔力が回復する肉があればな
なんでバジリスクに魔力素を詰めたよ。
最善だったと思っている。
Uh-oh. What do we see here? Are these those hustlers?
なんか匂わないか下からだ
何の匂いだ。
肉が
Oh, it's the,
料理でもしてるみたいだ
that's one of the old, party members.
たくどこのドイツだこんなところで肉焼くバカは
So we found one of our old party members, or they found us, I guess, so we're gonna finally have a reunion with them. Will they help us, though, is the question, because they didn't seem like they were much friends with us. They were just more like, co-workers. Man, that got pretty intense, though. I mean, I thought there was a chance that Marcel gets, like, wiped out there. 'Cause the one thing this show definitely does good is it keeps you on your toes. Like, there's been some legitimate deaths in this show, or just some like knockouts, but I still don't know how to like think of death with this show because it feels like they just don't take it seriously. Like everyone said they've died multiple times and all that stuff, so I don't really know like how bad it really is. But I wonder how this reunion is gonna go. Is it just the that dwarf lady, or I wonder if the samurai guy is also gonna be there. I didn't see him though. And I wonder what the rest of that party she joined is like too as well, because I don't know if they're gonna be friendly. I wonder if that's like the same party that like was trying to hustle those one people. All right. So that was Dungeon Meshi episode 8, and we had another adventure inside the underground lake, but a little different this time. For the first half of the show, it was like basically Marcel backstory and a little bit of Fallon as well. What they were like when they were younger in magic school and finding a cool little cave, and we learned more about Marcel's goals. So basically she wanted to like create a safe dungeon for people and like to make a little habitat out of, I guess. And she thought she could do that by studying magic, but she learned from Fallon that you need to understand how a dungeon is actually made in the first place, like how it works and what like animals do, how they sustain each other and how they maintain themselves. So that's kind of how that friendship started, and that's how she met Laos, and that's how the party was formed, really, at least with those three. And then we had our big fight with, I think they called it an Undine or an Undine, which is some sort of like water elemental thing. And it took out Marcel pretty badly. Like she took, I think, two pretty clean hits, and she basically ran out of magic and also nearly died. She like lost a lot of blood, so they had to feed her some kelpie liver and a lot of liver to get her going again and get her energy back up. So that much worked, and she didn't like just eating liver though, which is understandable because liver does not taste good, and they were saving all the good meat for themselves. So she had to ask for some of that good meat, and apparently because of that, her energy is now back. But looks like we're gonna run into one of our old party members again, that dwarf lady. So our first reunion with an old party member. I wonder how it's gonna go. If she's gonna be friendly now, or if she's gonna be a foe. So I'm excited to see what happens in the next episode. But that's all I got for you for today. This has been Dungeon Meshi episode 8, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.